WJBW is made possible by sausage. Stick one in your mouth.
Hey, all you racists out there, you should not be listening to our show because we do not like you. JB Retro.
Next.
Bob Leamy is the one guy that I know that has a drill bit big enough to do a big, nice, glory hole at any truck stop he goes to.
You're very silly. You know that. It's silly, man.
Yeah. Nope. Fastest man to woman. That's what we're going to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't listen to some of our podcasts.
Maybe that's where it's at.
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, you know, some people are into that. I know there's a website.
Fucking asinine.
Some shit like that. You gotta do the Rocky Mountain Ride.
Big disco.
Boy. Everybody get the Rocky Mountain Ride.
Yeah, I like it.
Seriously.
Yeah, it is the JB Rev Show. Welcome back to the JB Rev Show. I am JB Webb. Normally across the way from me, it is the Reverend. This week is surprise little outage. He got to accidentally, he's got something going on, real secret, serious stuff. So we're going to be able to be okay because fortunately our guest in studio is Jack Demarco. Welcome, buddy. How you doing there?
Good. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Thank you for being able to do this with us here. We do this every week. Talk with talented people, shine a little light on what they're doing, and by proxy, create a little original content. So you're in production. You're in media, I think.
I do. I work in local. I work for a local news station at their assignment desk.
Cool. Okay, so we'll get into your interview a little bit later, probably about the 8 o'clock hour. We're going to learn more about Jack Demarco, find out everything he has going on. First up, 7:30, we're going to get a call from these two guys. They put this thing together. I think, Jack, you got a chance to see it. Kitchen Killaz. They go into people's kitchens, or they have people come into their kitchen
and then do a little show for them.
They play some music, and the person makes food.
Yeah.
That's a cool little concept.
It's a great little concept.
Yeah. So we're going to talk with these two guys from Kitchen Killaz, Billy Floyd and the El Commodore, I guess he is called. So we'll learn more about that. It's WJBWnetworks.com for all of your questions. We do have a phone line. You can text us at 407-906-9328. That's all throughout the show. Our little chat on Spreaker doesn't necessarily, I can't see it, so don't do it. Oh, you're doing it? Hold on. I can't see it there. Anyway, so it's best to text us your message, and we'll make sure that we get it out. Or, of course, you can, stream live, do whatever, unload the demand on demand later when it's available. We distribute out to about 25 different platforms, which is pretty amazing. So we feel like we give people a good little free chunk of activity here every single week. So thanks for joining us. Typically, so hey man, I'll say something real quick. I was. Do you remember? You've been in Orlando for about a decade, I guess, right?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah. So you remember Benny Hinn was from Orlando? The guy,
I do.
The preacher guy that would heal everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure
Anyway,
do.
today I was thinking, where the hell did that guy go?
I don't know.
Do you remember anything hearing about what happened to
No.
him?
Just.
Anyway, I looked him up today.
Did you Google it?
I guess he's in Texas.
Google that right now.
I guess he's in Texas now, or he has a P.O. box in Texas, but he's got
still
his
healing people.
Benny Hinn website, still healing people accordingly. I mean, still making
Praise the Lord.
but tons of money. Yeah, well, I'm all about spirituality, but I'm not all about using that shit for my own personal gain.
Yeah.
Which I think is a lot, and I'm glad you're in studio too, because you got a political mind. You're very well spoken, and you have a lot of views on what's going on in the world today. And I think, this religious sham where you see these mega churches, and even though they may be earnest, their accommodations don't match up with what they say is inside of their heart and soul, kind of like how politicians are now.
Using religion to their advantage.
Yeah.
Against what religion should be, right?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's disheartening to see that.
Yeah, it really is. But at any rate, we keep trying to focus on art, music, food, and activism. And I think the vein of activism is kind of that politics and religion almost can fall into that activism category.
Sure.
So you, a little later, we're going to talk about some of your efforts around Burning Man, which is interesting. And, of course...
I've been going for a couple years now, and last year got really involved as a leader of a theme camp, and co-leader of a theme camp, one of a couple. And this year, the federal land where it's held is the Bureau of Land Management, the BLM, and we as the Burning Man organization is renewing their permit for that land for the next 10 years.
Interesting.
And they put out this report, an environmental impact study.
Really?
That really... not only has some really ridiculous recommendation, but those recommendations go against everything that the Burning Man organization stands for.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
Really, just like they're trying to commodify it. One of the big there's 10 principles of Burning Man. One of them is decommodification, which is when you're on the playa, which is where what they call where the event is happening.
Like
there's
no
no
harm kind of a thing.
There's no money involved. So once it's costly to get out there, but once you get out there, once you're out there, it's a gifting society. People are gifting food, gifting drinks, gifting their art, gifting their music. It's an amazing environment.
And it's hard to experience something like that. You talk about religion, and they kind of want to say that in religion you kind of have that same thing.
But spirituality, like you talked about, that's what I look at it more. Like there's a spirituality. Like you don't have to. I think you don't have to agree with someone's religion to be spiritual and understand that there is right and there is wrong and there is good and there is bad, right? Like I don't think morals necessarily are separated from religion. A lot of people like to do that though, because you're an atheist, you don't have morals, or you're gay, you don't have morals because it's against my religion. Whatever the case may be, like people try and separate that and use religion like as a pawn. You know,
that's sad.
It is.
Yeah.
So spirituality is a thing.
Jack Demarco, we're going to get into this a little bit later. That's a great topic conversation. Plus, learn about all of your efforts with Lounge Diggas. Of course, we've had Johnny in through here, and it's always great to have him. He's such a
fun
great
musician,
Orlando flavor kind of a guy. And we actually hooked up with you out at the Red Fox Lounge
on Valentine's Day
event on Valentine's Day.
That's when we met.
That's when we lost all of our footage out there. So I'm so glad you're able to come back.
No, thanks for the invite.
Yeah,
again.
well, that's what's awesome though. This will be more of an extended set, obviously, as you're sitting in as co-host, and then you're also going to morph into the interview subject.
Yeah,
it's all about Jack on this. It's all about
the Jack show. I've always wanted the Jack show.
All right, we're going to change everything. It's the Jack Show now. Welcome to the Jack Show, starring Jack Demarco. So in saying all of that, we're gonna try to focus a little bit more in this season 9 with some of the things we have shied away from, politics and religion, because I think that's important to talk a little bit about that. So we'll do that later in the episode. But first up here in about 10 or 20 minutes, 10 minutes or so, we've got the call from these guys, Kitchen Killaz. Before all that, what was your first experience with Orlando? This would have been about 10 years ago, 2009. Where were you from originally?
Originally from New York.
Okay.
Long Island.
Upstate?
Long Island, Strong Island.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Grew up in Long Island. Worked in Manhattan for a long time before moving down here. I actually had a little stint down here in 98 for I was living in New York. And
really?
I was like 23, 24
What were you doing in New York, though? That's interesting.
Before I left here, I was working for MTV.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
I was working for a show called Fanatic. I don't know if you remember it. Fans got to meet and interview their favorite celebrity.
Oh, wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
So, that's awesome.
I was a little young, and it was a great experience. I was a little young, probably wasn't ready for that level. Party a little too much. Yeah,
it's hard when you're younger, and it can be when you're older, but you learn the restraint.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm not going to eat this.
I'm going to do this work first and just get that done before
all these
I
drinks
party.
are free. What am I doing? Like you're at Pleasure Island.
Yeah.
I'm growing a tail.
I mean, I was meeting
really
rock stars and running interviews with them. Like
so
I was
awesome.
23 years old, 24, whatever.
Yeah.
I felt like a rock star.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, you had the long hair, I think, at the time, right?
Not at that time.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
That was when you moved down here?
Yeah, that was when we moved down here.
A little more beachy.
Yeah. Hippie.
Yeah, a little hippie-ish. All right. Well, cool. Jack Demarco in studio. Much love and respect that you're freaking here. The other thing, that we'll get into a little bit later, is how you got here and all that stuff. But I don't want to muddy up that interview. So let's talk about that. What my boss at my job gave me the ability to drive a car home. Oh, okay, we got a call. Please. Oh, okay, there we go. Oh, we got some text. Tell the Kitchen Killaz. What? Oh, tell the Kitchen Killaz. It's like Grandpa reading a text. Kitchen Killaz, hi, love Jen. All right, where are they playing next? All right, we'll find out from them here in about 20 minutes. We do take your original music submission at WJBWnetworks.com. You can send us your music, and we mix it into the show. We've also got the Circadian Cast dedicated to original music, where that's all we do is play original music. So it's WJBWnetworks.com. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for texting in. We got your text, Jen. We'll pass the love along. But I was saying... do you what's your dream car?
My dream car?
Yeah.
It's a good question.
I mean, even a halfway dream car.
Halfway
right?
dream car?
Yeah. Like, I would accept this,
a DeLorean?
Oh, okay, wow.
That'd be a pretty cool car to have, right?
That would be, but...
like an attainable level?
I want to,
like a Bugatti?
I want to go... Damn, Lamborghini? Come on. Yeah, but that's
like
probably
a 69
right?
Corvette?
Well, what's your, mid-tier car? Do you like some American-made cars?
So, my grandma had this 72 Chevy Nova that wasn't passed down to me. I would love to get... Well, I had uncles and stuff that, had more seniority than me. But that was a really fun car. I did get to drive it when I was like 17 or 18.
Okay.
But yeah... that would be a really cool car to have.
That would be a cool car.
Yeah, that would be a really cool car.
And you have to do a lot of restorations. Anyway, like I was saying, my boss, he kind of upfits cars, and so he let me drive this 2016 Mustang home. And it's outfitted with a digital cluster. It's got Apple CarPlay, factory navigation, backup camera. It's got red leather seats. Anyway, I fell in love with the car just looking at it. And then when I got to drive it, I'm like, wow, this is because it's low to the ground. It's kind of like a souped up golf cart almost.
Yeah.
You're like, oh. Anyway, but yeah, I was just going to remark that I like to have a little something under the hood. Like
that muscle.
I know Johnny
sound.
drives a Tesla. Yeah. And those kind of
our friend drives a Tesla.
Yeah, kind of simulate that feel with the electric car. But
so fast, though.
Yeah, and saying all of that, everything that you believe, I can really see a future for electric cars.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think it's I think 10 years from now, the whole auto industry is really going to change, and we could really see a transformation in that. And I
They're
know
getting cheaper.
People have said that before, but it's super viable.
Yeah, it's super viable.
Yeah.
And, they're really fast. They have really quick pickup.
Well, I like the sensibility of it too,
Sure.
right? You get a few hundred miles per charge, whatever it is. So you kind of ration that out accordingly.
And you can plan trips accordingly. And
Yeah.
there's more charging stations popping up all over the
Everywhere.
place. Yeah.
Everywhere. All right, well, cool. Well, Jack,
I
appreciate...
like Elon Musk.
You do? Yeah, I do too. He's kind of a cool figure,
Yeah, kind
right?
of.
I mean,
he might do some stupid things, but who doesn't?
Who doesn't do stupid stuff?
Yeah,
Exactly.
But he's trying to, do cool
I'm in.
stuff with space. I'm in.
Yeah.
If he ever does it, he talks about giving the internet to the world, putting his own satellites up there.
Wasn't that in a movie though?
I
I get free internet, and that's my maniacal plan to control the world.
Control.
Yeah,
like a James Bond film.
Yeah, some crazy shit like that.
There was a James Bond media film.
Yeah. Media.
Where the dude was a media mogul.
Okay.
Terry Hatcher was in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it was a Pierce Brosnan one. And
he was in a lot of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in 4 of them.
No, I think he was in more than that.
Nah, he was only in 4 of them. Yeah.
A View to a Kill. Okay, don't we do this now? Wait, Siri,
Google that right now.
hold on.
Gentlemen,
Okay.
car dealer in Central Florida offers the easiest financing.
Do you remember Family Auto Mart?
I don't.
Well, anyway, it's this father and son. They got on late night TV and they did these crazy ass commercials. So that's what you heard right there, fixing to learn you. Oh, all right. So hold on, James.
Have you been in Florida for your whole life?
Bond movies. No, that's a good question. I was actually born in Ohio.
Okay.
I lived there for about a decade or so, and then went to New York, upstate New York. Actually, Saugerties, Kingston,
right
that
on.
area. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. My little brother went to high school the same time as Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, right on.
Same school as Jimmy Fallon. So anyway, one time I like to tell a story that I went to the high school with my brother, and I'm older than him by 3 or 4 years, and I'm wearing this leather jacket with all these little fringes. Remember the Bon Jovi style thing back in the day?
I do.
Anyway, so as happenstance would be, Jimmy Fallon and some other friend were walking out, and he laid into me. Like
about your jacket?
Yeah, was razzing me like a motherfucker about that jacket. So, anyway, so I always try to say about I have been made fun of by Jimmy Fallon.
Nice.
So. Anyway, all right, enjoy some Pylon Reenactment Society. It's the JB Rev Show. We'll be right back with a call with Kitchen Killaz. Woo!
The Exorcism Exercising Diet.
Hey.
Hey, how you been? You're looking great.
Well, what do you think's going on with me?
I don't know. You're just looking fantastic. I mean,
I lost a lot of weight.
You
going to ask me how?
I do want to ask you how. How did you do it?
I was exercising my demons.
What?
I went to the church and I found out that I was carrying a lot of demons.
Okay.
They put me on the exercise.
Oh, it sounds...
Exorcist program.
I want to believe you, but you're laughing a lot.
I can't help it since I got rid of my demons. I'm so happy.
Okay.
But look at me. I'm sexy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lost 25 fucking demons.
Well, your maniacal laughter seems to have me worried. Is that a side effect?
No, man, I'm happy as a clam.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Well, exercising them out through an exorcist and exercise diet program?
Exactly,
It's
man.
amazing. Where can I get that? There's more than likely 12 demons inside of me causing the extra weight. Demons weigh something. Did you know that demons actually have a weight? Well, with our exorcism exercise program, you can not only lose demons, you can lose the weight. Sure that this is a good program.
I lost like 175
Seems
pounds.
like you sacrificed
175.
mental health
175 pounds.
for
I'm thin.
a physique.
I'm fucking thin. Look at me.
Yeah, it's
Look
amazing.
at me. It's
Do you want to be with me?
I don't think so.
You sure?
I'm scared.
The Exorcism Exercise Diet. Ask it where they sell exorcisms or exercise diets.
Well, I got some exciting news, and since I have you on the phone, you have me on the air, actually. Can I announce something?
Of course.
So you guys are probably want to have me on the show for this.
Breaking news.
Okay,
right here.
I'm working on a new show.
What?
That is going to go. It's going to go up in April.
Hey.
I'm going to be doing it at Stonewall.
Stonewall.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've talked about this, me and you, Christian.
Let him finish.
Yeah.
The best thing about this production is the fucking name of it. For real.
It's called Little Merman from the Black and Blue Lagoon.
Okay.
Little Merman from the Black and Blue Lagoon.
From the Black and Blue Lagoon.
Yeah, dude. You're listening to the JB Rev Show. Well, some people are into that. I know there's a website.
Golly! There you go. All right. Post-up edition. This is JB Webb at Radio, JB Webb on Twitter. Across from me is Jack Demarco. And Jack, did you get to see The Little Merman from the Black Lagoon?
Yeah, I did.
You saw it.
It was really
at
good.
Stonewall. You loved it?
At Stonewall. I saw it opening night.
Christian was incredible.
Christian was
right?
incredible. The music was incredible. Atif, I believe is his name, a friend.
The puppets.
The puppets were great.
Yeah,
I mean, just
Jordan,
the way they did
David
everything.
Jordan.
Yeah, it was really good.
Awesome.
I think Atif, though, is the name of the guy who's playing the keyboards.
Yeah.
He put that little band together. They had the theremin making all the underwater noise. I mean,
they really did that right. And as far as from
writing.
the mind of Christian, he's really brought a lot to Orlando. Yeah. And we've got the Fringe coming up, right?
Sure.
So
I don't know if he's doing anything for the Fringe.
It's sad. Yeah, he did it just before. But
yeah, we're going to be playing the Fringe Sunday night.
Our
band, Lounge Diggaz. My friend Johnny Diggs, local musician / celebrity.
Local legend.
Yeah, local legend. Yeah. Fun dude. I've been playing with music with him for a couple of years now here in Orlando, just doing some really great things, having a lot of fun, like when we met on Valentine's Day.
Exactly. And speaking of music, I think on the line with us here, we have two guys that are both musicians, and they've come together with this really cool concept where, every week we talk about art, music, and food and activism. And these guys kind of put together a web show, and it's kind of a podcast as well, from what I understand. But they both got really great musical backgrounds. The show is called Kitchen Killaz. And I want to welcome El Commodore to this, and Billy Floyd. Welcome, you guys. How the hell are you doing?
Hello. Thanks for having us, guys.
Oh, hell yeah. So who's the voice first? So give us a distinct Billy voice.
So this is Billy Floyd.
There you go. All right, give us a distinct El Commodore.
And the Commodore.
Oh, you guys sound so much alike. It's hard to tell. All right, well, we may have to go like, hey, this is Billy, and I'm saying this. All right, but anyway, welcome.
Yeah, no problem.
Welcome to the show, you guys. I love the concept. I think it's so freaking not only creative, it's innovative, and it's interactive.
It's fun and intimate, right?
Yeah, it's like you're in a kitchen, you're making music, people are making food. I love the concept. So let's peel back before we talk about Kitchen Killaz. Let's talk about each of you, because it goes without saying, Billy actually has a heck of some musical chops. He's got some serious music out there. He's been producing for years. So I would love to hear each of your background a little bit into music. So Billy, if you want to start us out with that, when did you first get involved with music?
1998. Actually, it was I had gotten funny story. I had gotten fired from my camp counselor position that previous summer. So this summer after that, I stayed on campus. And I started a little IT company with my friend Neil.
Really?
We went to his house to pick up some IT stuff, and we passed a music room, which I had never seen before. There were guitars in there that I had never touched before, and I was absolutely enamored. So the very first guitar he put in my hands was a 6-string electric guitar, which at the time was a couple too many strings for me. So he wound up giving me a 4-string Fender, a P bass, and I fell in love immediately. The very first song I learned how to play on bass was Time of Your Life by Green Day, and then I just fell head over heels in love with it. I kept listening to any music that was on the radio. I was learning the bass lines, playing along with it, and I just kind of became a little obsessed with just staying right on top of it and learning as much as I could. So I took some lessons from friends that were there that were amazing musicians. And then I kind of wanted to be able to tell a story as well. Right. So I bought a $60 acoustic guitar on eBay at the time and started to just kind of write songs. I entered my very first talent show, knowing nothing but this one song. And I won the talent show, which kind of inspired me to keep on going. And I just kept writing, getting involved with as many musicians as I could. And I think to date, I'm closing in on just over 300 songs, I think.
Jeez,
so it's just been kind of like one of those things where once you get the taste of it and you really enjoy it and you can see that you can inspire people, it inspires you.
Yeah, and you go all over the place with music, and you've got a good, clean sound, one would say, but with the name Billy Floyd, I would think, I hope you're doing music, and I'm glad to see that you are. So how many years ago was that you first started, would you say?
Yeah, that was 1998. So this year marks this is my 21st year in the entertainment industry and the music industry.
Is it really?
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Well, that's a local legend then. 20 years. Oh, wait, how old are you?
I'm 39.
Oh, you are a local legend. Look at you, Billy Floyd. Holy crap. All right. Well, congratulations. We'll give you our local legend title, even though it's a little bit hastily bestowed.
Yeah, he hasn't even hit 40 yet.
I know.
He's a baby.
No, but 20 years. That's the criteria.
No, that is a good mark.
Yeah, congrats on that. Yeah, so that's really cool to hear. And people can go, I think it's BillyFloydMusic.com. Am I right there?
Just BillyFloyd.com.
BillyFloyd.com. All right, very cool. So now let's hear a little bit, and thank you for that. Now let's hear a little bit about
Jay the Commodore.
The Commodore. Yeah, and it's not El Commodore, I was told on the chat. Thank you so much on the chat for correcting me. But yes, it is The Commodore. Thank you, brother. How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. And the El Commodore kind of came from Facebook. I tried to change my name to The Commodore, and they're like, that's not a name. So I chose El.
You can't name yourself El. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that's like Superman. Kal-El. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. We are nerds. Anyway. Okay, so this is cool. So I don't know anything about your musical background. I was able to kind of vet out Billy a little bit and look at his stuff. So give us the straight dope. Commodore, when did you start getting into music? What's your history?
When I started getting into music is probably before I can remember.
Okay.
My entire family always sang. My mom, my dad, we always listened to music in the car. So I've been singing since I could talk.
Awesome.
I went to church a lot when I was a kid.
Okay.
Mainly because my parents made me, and I learned a lot of the reason I can harmonize so well now is because of those church visits.
That makes sense.
They all sang hymns. It was a bass, tenor, soprano, and alto part, so I could always pick apart like each part, and that's kind of where I learned that. When I got into grade school, I picked up the trumpet.
Okay.
Played that for about 9 years.
Yeah.
Learned how to read music, performed in symphonic bands, jazz bands, marching bands. Then after high school, this is really weird how similar our stories are.
Yeah.
I was at a friend's house.
Okay.
This was in 99.
It was here in Orlando, right?
No, I was in St. Petersburg at the time. I was born and raised in St. Pete.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So I was at a friend's house, and we passed by his little brother's room, and he had a student line acoustic guitar just sitting in his room.
Okay.
And I started messing with it, and he's like, hey, let me show you some chords. And he showed me the 4 chords from, you guessed it, Time of Your Life by Green Day.
That's crazy. That's like a coincidence.
Yeah.
Or not. Yeah.
Okay, so that's pretty cool.
I learned those 4 chords, and I was hooked. I put down the trumpet, I picked up the guitar. And for about 9 or 10 years, I played guitar without anybody even knowing.
Really?
It was
so you weren't in a band or anything?
I like to do. I never performed for anyone.
Okay.
I didn't do any gigs. I just heard a song and I learned how to play it.
That's awesome.
So for about 10 years, I just learned covers and just got better, learned new chords, new styles, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Just playing with it. And then I ran across this guy named Billy Floyd.
Yep. That's cool.
And all downhill from there.
There's all history from there. Okay, well, good deal. Yeah, appreciate that insight on that. That was the Commodore. And so you said, hey, I love music so much, and you love music so much. We've got kind of this, little history that's a little bit parallel. And let's do something. So let's talk about then, how did this come together into the Kitchen Killaz? What was the original idea? How old? I think it's a couple years old, right?
Yeah, so this is Billy, by the way. Our first remote kitchen was in August of 2017. We had and at the exact same time, the Commodore and I were part of another 4-piece going under the moniker Billy Floyd and the Commodore. That was on the tail of a 5-piece that we were also a part of. Called Billy Floyd and the Whatevers. They would change their name every show. So it was Billy Floyd and the Chocolate Monsters. It was Billy Floyd and whoever. Every single show, I left it up to the rest of the band to come up with whoever they were that night. Wow. But you guys know how it is in the music industry. A 5-piece band is a 5-way marriage.
Yep.
And it takes a lot of patience, a lot of understanding, and a lot of forgiveness. And it got to the point where I had just been doing it for such a long time. My bassist was an amazing bassist, but he was kind of an ass to people, and he was very disrespectful. My drummer was an awesome dude, but he didn't want to put in the work ethic to really get phenomenal on the drums.
I see.
I had a phenomenal guitarist, which had absolutely incredible skill, but he had no way of getting to and from practice. So it was, I was taxi Billy, I was therapist Billy, I was, trying to be so many different things. And the one person that I didn't have to micromanage or have any issues with or didn't have to worry about was the Commodore. And when he pulls the trigger on something, the dude is a solid 100% guy. Now the Commodore and I go way back. We've been friends for now 11 years. So we worked together as bartenders a long time ago. So that's where we kind of established.
Where'd you work?
Yeah, that's where. We worked at Outback at the Florida Mall.
Oh, okay, so cool. So teamwork, presentation,
100%. So that's kind of where the teamwork style came from. And then I recognized the Commodore's work ethic, most certainly 100%. I believe he recognized mine. So we had just been talking as friends. We had been playing a little bit of music together, just kind of jamming a little bit. He was more interested in getting more and more into music. So we started working together more and more. He started coming to rehearsals. And at this time, he still lived in Brandon, I believe. Wow. So he was driving from Brandon all the way to Davenport, which is in Polk County. And then I moved to Orlando, so he was driving even further.
So where were I kind of missed. Where were you from? Were you from Florida?
Originally, I was born in Baltimore, and then I moved down to Florida with my family when I was 7. I went to college in Tampa, and then I came to Orlando as soon as I graduated college in 2001. So I've pretty much been in Orlando since 2002. Early 2002 is when I got here. So that's how I got to Orlando. And at the time, I was living in Davenport. I was in a relationship at the time, so she worked for Polk County Sheriff's Office, so that had me in Davenport. But I was still playing in Orlando several times a week. Yeah. So we wanted to get to Orlando. So after we got to Orlando, the Commodore was then commuting, 3 hours. To come to Orlando. Jeez. So we really wanted to push the pedal down on this and make it happen, but we needed to be able to spend more time together, and Orlando was flourishing and thriving as an entertainment kind of mecca for Florida. Yeah. So he cut his lease, he quit his job, and he moved his life to Orlando.
I'm doing it for real.
Got an awesome job. Got a pretty cool place to live. Hopefully, he's got good roommates, and we just started playing as much music together as we could. Yeah. So it went from a 5-piece to a 4-piece, and then it got down to the fact where the Commodore and I were just hanging out all the time. It was just him and I, and everybody else, if they could make practice, they can make practice. But we were playing 7 days a week, where the band was only getting together once or twice a week. So we really started to vibe with each other pretty quickly and at a pretty rapid pace. And we realized that we were actually having to kind of slow our own pace down to wait for the rest of the band to catch up, because we were only practicing as a full band twice a week. So we realized we can move forward so quickly with just the two of us. And we really wanted to use social media. Social media wasn't being used the way, I'm traditional. Pound the pavement, get the flyers out there, book the shows, practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays, play on Fridays and Saturdays, get a bunch of bands together, and make that happen. But I've been doing it for such a long time. I was ready to get out of the rat race. I was ready to set something up that had really never been done before. And I thought social media, we had no clue what we were doing, but I thought social media might give us the edge up that we needed. So we just started playing in random places in my own house when we never knew what we were doing. We'd go live on
just
Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. And
Facebook
we'd play a
Live.
song,
Okay.
just from a random place. And then one Friday night, we went live from the kitchen. Okay. And that changed everything. At that time, we were still Billy Floyd and the Commodore.
Yeah.
We went live 2 weeks in a row from the kitchen on a Friday night.
Okay.
And that second week, one of my friends, Tim Haggard from Polk County, also a musician, said, man, I saw you guys kill it in the band room. You killed it in the crafting room. Now you're killing it in the kitchen. You guys are like the Kitchen Killaz. And as soon as he said that, I was like, word. I'm like, dude, that's great. I love the alliteration. Let's see what we can do with this. So
That's
from
cool.
that point on, honestly, we were just making it up as we went along. We had no idea what we were doing. We just kept pulling the trigger on every crazy idea we came up with.
Yeah.
The next thing you know, we're almost 60 kitchens in, Torrance, Florida. Been invited to 7 different states, 4 different countries.
Really?
And we get to meet really cool
Different
guys like
countries.
How do you hook up with the people you decide to go into the kitchens?
Yeah,
How do you find
that's a
like
good question.
your people?
Multiple ways. A lot of it is through word of mouth. That's still, in my experience, the number one way to market and advertise whatever you have going on.
Right.
So we stream live on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Okay.
So Monday we have a wrap-up at 7:05. Wednesday we have a You Pick 2 poll that we play 2 songs on Wednesday night. And Friday is our hour-long show. That's our main show.
Okay.
So a lot of it started in the very beginning from close friends and family that would see us go live. One of my friends, Ian, said, oh, I see you're in your kitchen. Would you come to my kitchen? My automatic response was, we'll come to all the kitchens. I did not know what that was going to turn into.
It's awesome.
So the next
Immediately
thing
I
you know,
cringed.
we just, next thing you know, we just started getting these invitations to come to all these kitchens. And people were asking, do you guys cook? Do we cook? Like, if we don't want to cook or if we're not able to cook, can you guys cook?
Right.
And my response immediately, without having any idea what we were doing, was, we'll bring a chef. We didn't even know a chef. We didn't have a cook. We didn't have a chef.
Yeah.
We had no clue how we were going to do
bring
that.
the drummer.
But we realized that
But those are the right
what it
answers
showed-
for sure.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, to be able to bring live music and bring a chef with you,
Yeah.
so the host can just entertain. But people reach out to us through email. They reach out to us through Facebook. They come into the live chat.
Yep.
They reach out to us individually.
That's great,
so
man.
really, we're so thankful.
I love
in
it.
2019, there's 8,416 ways you can get in touch with somebody. So we really tried to make it as easy as possible. And some people, they think it's an extremely difficult process to get their kitchen booked on a Friday night. So normally they'll reach out to a teammate or they'll reach out to somebody else instead of us directly, and they say, hey, man, how do we do this? And the trick is just ask. Message us and say, hey, man, I'd love for you guys to come crash our kitchen. We'll find a Friday night. We put together a menu. We do it.
Hey, so Billy and the Commodore, next time you're in Orlando, why don't you come to my kitchen?
Oh, damn.
I got guitars
Jack-
already.
Hell yeah.
You don't even
Jack
have to
DeMarco,
bring...
from the Lounge
I
Diggers
mean,
is inviting
you said just ask, so like,
There
just
you go.
I'm
So there you go.
asking.
So you got to get Jack DeMarco. There you go.
Let's book that kitchen.
So
Well, let's see. We have an opening on July 12th and July 26th. You want one of those days?
There you go. Oh, they're making a date right now?
Holy crap. Yeah, sure. We'll make one of those
I'm
work.
looking at our calendar right now, man. Let's
I don't
pull
know
the
if you
trigger and
guys,
make it happen.
I don't know if you guys have picked up on this so far, but Billy and I have a phrase we like to use a lot, and Billy is this kind of guy.
Yes,
Pulls
and?
the trigger.
There you go.
He loves to pull the
Yeah,
trigger.
so yeah, man, we right now we have 2 dates left in July, and August is almost booked, so we're
Awesome.
getting ready to book into September.
Would you say July 12th
But
or...
we do have a couple open dates in July and August. So actually, we have 1 open date in August and 2 open dates in July. So if you want either one of those,
Well,
hell
there you
yeah,
go.
bro, let's
You
make it
better
happen.
get them
Let's
right now.
do
Well-
July 12th. Done.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, write it down. July 12th. Oh, they just did a date. Jack DeMarco, a future episode of Kitchen Killaz, will be in Jack DeMarco's kitchen.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
I mean, I was kind of like just throwing it out there to like,
Yeah.
rah, rah,
Well,
but
that's what
yeah,
he said. He said,
fantastic.
go
Let's
ahead.
make it happen. This will
And
be great.
This is our hashtag post up edition where it's like, hey, you are doing exactly that. You're kind of saying, hey, I'm defending. I'm going to not let you get to the basket because I'm going to get there, And I think that's the spirit. And it's not necessarily like a greedy thing. It's more just like a confidence thing. I would
it's
say,
great.
with what you guys have with the Kitchen Killaz. Because, my question, though, real quick, was is any of the audio, like I see you guys with links to radio, independent radio station online. Tell us a little bit, how does that work? Do you grab the audio from the video, or how does that work?
Yeah, we have a really great team, and I would say, one of the people that is at the forefront of this and that helps us scour all of our videos and pull all the audio is Shelley Wheeler. Shelley's been absolutely incremental in our ability to move forward pretty quickly. So normally what happens is when a radio station reaches out, like right now, we're slated on June 28th to go into the studio for our first album.
Really?
Which I'm really stoked for. But radios still want content. And instead of saying, hey, hold on, guys, wait a couple months for us to give you something, we try to find the cleanest cut of a song that we think will fit their style that they're looking for the best. We scour through all of our videos. We rip that audio. We merge it down into an MP3, and we send it away.
That makes sense. We're talking with the Kitchen Killaz on the line, Billy Floyd there, and the Commodore. Commodore, so with a lot of this, as you can see in the Facebook videos, you guys, you're a little bit pensive, but you're like Billy said, kind of always there, ready to push the button, pull the trigger, as he said. So give us a little bit of that. Is that kind of the bartender mentality, bar back, helping each other? I got your back. I'll put that napkin down, or what is your I guess here's a good question. What is your best memory from this Kitchen Killaz experience so far, the Commodore? Uh-oh. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, yeah. Hello. Are you there?
Did we lose him?
This is Billy. I hear Billy talking. I don't hear the Commodore talking.
Here I am.
There he is.
The dogs were barking. I had it on mute.
Commodore. Yeah. So what's your best experience from this whole Kitchen Killaz thing?
My best experience with the Kitchen Killaz, I would have to say, is, and it's happened a couple times, is when the audience starts singing our song back to us while we're singing it live on the feed.
Yeah.
That was pretty intense.
Yeah. You were just like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff you guys do, it's originals, right? It's Billy's material, both of your material. Or you do covers?
Right. We do a lot of originals. When we first started this, I wanted to make music my job. Like, I wanted to make money playing music. So my first idea was, let's play covers. People pay for covers. Let's go get some gigs. Let's play some covers. Let's learn. And instead of doing that, we did end up learning covers just to give the audience some familiarity in the set list. So every set list, you can look at every single show we've done probably for the last, probably all of them. We always do original cover. So if they jump in the feed, because people jump in and out, and they don't always stay for the whole thing. But if they jump in, they hear a song that they recognize.
Yeah.
They're more likely to stay and listen to an original song that's coming up after that.
And there's a lot of bravado in the two guitar, because you got to go low, he goes high, vice versa, kind of that little swing. And Jack Demarco knows music pretty well himself.
I play a little guitar.
Yeah,
some stringed instruments.
Yep. Yeah, he surely does.
All right.
When you were talking before about learning in church, I learned a lot of acoustic guitar chops playing in a church choir.
Really?
Yeah. They have some really interesting chords in church.
Yeah.
Not just, your basic
chords.
You learn some minor ninths and some
ethereal.
Oh, yeah. You get to hear all that stuff and hear how it fits together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Pretty nice.
We
so
just
a lot
love
and
what you're doing.
And touch on something that I wanted to hit on, the music. What part of the reason that we work so well together is the music. I kind of like to fill in holes, and what I mean by that is, let's say Billy comes up with a guitar line or a melody or something, and I'll hear in my head automatically like something that needs to be there, a harmony or another note or a beat or something. I'll hear it in my head, and all I do is just plug in those notes.
Okay,
and it sounds good.
Yeah, filling it in, seeing exactly where you need to push a little or pull.
Do you guys write together or tend to write on your own and bring ideas to the table?
It's like there's an evolution there, because some of these songs I've been playing for a really long time, and some of them we've written together. So the first song that we wrote together was a song called Perfect Places, and that was the Commodore walking into the kitchen and playing this amazing guitar lick. And my very first question was, did you write that? And he's like, yeah, man. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome. He's like, do you want me to play the whole thing? Like, I have all the parts, but I don't necessarily know where they're all going to go. And I was like, let's work it out. No problem. So he played all the parts. We wrote down, okay, this is part 1, this is part 2, this is part 3. We plugged them all together. came up with a vocal melody, and then we created Perfect Places.
Yeah.
So that's one way that we create music is Jay writes, or the Commodore writes a lot of music. He writes a lot of licks, and he creates a lot of really cool just flows on the guitar. So we constantly have 2, 3, 4 songs in development that either I've written and I've brought to the table, he's written, he's brought to the table, or it's an idea that will just kind of pop up. And Jack, I'm sure you know this. Like you'll just be playing around on the guitar, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, that sounded pretty cool. Do that again. And then you do it again, and you're like, okay, where can we go? And it's deductive reasoning. You know, you can kind of figure out where you're going to go with the song. So we have some pretty cool avenues of music creativity where the Commodore brings a song, I bring a song, we build a song together. So right now it's kind of writing new music, using old music, because there's still a lot of songs. I mean, you know how it is. Not every single song that you write is going to make it to the to the board. It just doesn't.
Right.
And sometimes they sit there for a while.
Well, and it's more of a getting it out. You know, you're purging. You're kind of letting it loose from you and getting it out to everybody's ears.
Oh, yeah. And we've been really, I personally have seen these songs evolve over the last, some of them I wrote in early 2002 that we currently play. And I've seen them make it from just me as a solo musician to a 4-piece band to another 4-piece band. And it's kind of evolved. And we normally don't choose those songs. Like You Are My Everything is one of the more requested songs that we have. And somebody went to the website and they found You Are My Everything. And they got into the feed and they were like, "Why aren't you guys playing this song?" And that's how we take a lot of the requests, especially for originals.
Well, BillyFloyd.com is a great website. A lot of music there. Kitchen Killaz with a Z.com, I believe. And you can link up with all the social sites there. They're everywhere. They're on Twitter. They're on Instagram. They're on Facebook, specifically Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which is like a grueling schedule. And I love what that indicates to me. And like I've learned here, talking with you guys, it's the discipline. It's if you constantly discipline yourself to produce, just like we do this show here every single week, no matter what. The Rev was out this week. Guess what? Jack Demarco's here. And he's freaking awesome because we're talking to the Kitchen Killaz. She's a guitar player. You guys are guitar. It all works out, if you just keep going forward, I will say.
Life can do that sometimes, right?
Make it a habit. You got to make it a habit.
Yeah.
Once it becomes a habit, it's not a chore anymore. It's just what you do. And people have been asking us, like, we just had, we met some new friends this past week, and they said, "How long have you guys been doing this?" Oh, it was last Wednesday. We were really fortunate. We had a guy named Zach from Castle Door Studios. He has a local studio here in Orlando, and he was looking to partner with some other creatives and musicians in the area. He found us online, and I think actually Jen Holland, another angel, another huge part of Kitchen Killaz, Jen Holland reached out to Zach.
That's awesome.
Zach came last Wednesday, and now we're going to go tomorrow, and we're doing a full feature of his studio. And he asked us last week, "How long have you guys been doing this?" And I said, "Well, we've been Crash the Kitchen since August of 2017.
Wow.
And he goes, how many times have you done that? I said, "Well, we haven't missed a Friday. We do it every Friday, and we do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We've done those 3 shows every week for, I don't know, for quite some time. And Sundays we have a rebroadcast on Indie Scene Radio. We also have a Kitchen Killaz skate night on Sunday night. Plug Cimarron Skateway.
So let's talk about that. So it's Kitchen Killaz skate night. That sounds fun as hell. What's that?
Is it
all
like
about?
a rink or is it like
they actually get sequester a roller rink or what?
Oh yeah. Well, so
like couples only skate.
About a month ago, my friend Brianna had put together a little group of her coworkers to go from Lazy Moon. If you guys haven't been to Lazy Moon, go there, eat the pizza. It's amazing.
Yeah, so Lazy Moon is the jam.
She took a crew to Cimarron Skateway, and she had invited me.
Wow.
And I hadn't been skating in 20 years.
Damn, that's so
cool. It had been a long time.
It's fun.
So we came back. I talked to the Commodore and Shelley Wheeler about it. The next week, the 4 of us went out, Bree, Shelley, the Commodore, and myself. Yeah. And then we said, "Man, this is awesome. Let's put it out there into the world and see if there are other, skatophiles that want to come with us."
That's awesome.
And this past Sunday,
Jack?
I think we had a group of 9.
Okay.
So it's every Sunday we get out there around 8:00. We skate for a couple hours, listen to some old jams.
Yeah. People hearing this in the vicinity might be getting down with that. So that's awesome. So we're talking with Billy Floyd, the Commodore from the
Kitchen. My childhood at roller rinks in Long Island.
KitchenKillaz.com. But hang on the line, guys. We're going to kind of wrap this up a little bit. We do have a question from the texters. They want to know where you're playing next?
This Friday, we are at Laura Cologne's at Victoria Photography. And then on Saturday, we're going to be at Tin Roof in Delray Beach for the Beatles on the Beach extravaganza.
Really?
You guys
fun.
gotta check that out. That looks
I haven't
incredible.
not heard of that.
So yeah, this weekend we have two shows. Friday we are in the kitchen of Laura Cologne. She's a phenomenal photographer. You can find her on Instagram under Victoria Photography. She's invited us out. We will have the chef this Friday. So the mad scientist from Maryland himself will be in tow with an amazing menu. We've got some brand new music this Friday night, live, 9:05, Facebook.com/Kitchen Killaz.
Badass. Without question. Thank you, brother. That's great. Guys,
nice meeting you guys. Can't wait for July 12th.
Yeah.
Maybe before that, it's skate night.
It's incredible. You
I
guys just made a date, and Jack is going to be stalking your shit now, bro.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Where have you been my whole life?
So that's awesome. Go check them out. It's kitchenkillaz with a Z.com. And you can go to their website. You can find them. They're literally everywhere. Like I was saying, they do a show 3 nights a week on Facebook Live. Some of the audio is transcribed over to another website. And anyway, I'm just rambling on. Hold on the line with me, guys. We're right upon the 8 o'clock hour. This is the JB Rev Show, the post-up edition. Enjoy some Magic Mike, another Florida local legend, and we'll be right back. Thank you, guys.
WJBW Orlando, the very first quasi-radio web show.
Oh, yes. That's pretty much how we do it. Post-up edition. Thanks for joining us. Jack Demarco in studio. Just had a great conversation with the Kitchen Killaz.
They were great.
Those guys are impressive, dude.
Real impressive.
They're going to be at Jack's Kitchen.
July 12th.
July 12th. Just randomly confers like Tinder or something.
He said just ask. So
it's like you just hook up on the show. So this is our hookup show. So it's 407-906-9328. We do have an open phone line. Thank you for all your texts and communications to that line. But anyway, here in Orlando, it's awesome usually with the weather, right? People are pretty much usually in a good disposition. But
except August gets pretty miserable.
August it starts to get you get angry just by being alive. I'm like melting inside.
You go from beautiful air conditioning, just walking out to I'm melted.
I hear there's a time in Florida where it's just it's very unbearable, very uncomfortable. Anyway, but the point of all that is there's a guy in downtown Orlando wearing an Easter bunny suit, right?
This was on Easter, by the way.
It was Easter night, the evening.
Caught on video. If you haven't seen it,
anyway,
you should find it.
I don't know what he was doing. Do you know what he was doing?
So him and his friends were bar hopping, and they were,
and he was dressed up like a bunny,
and they were sharing that's their bunny suit. Okay. I mean, maybe they're furries. I don't really know, but a local one of the local news stations interviewed him, and so him and his friends were bar hopping.
Wow.
And they were sharing the bunny suit, and he just happened to be in the bunny suit at the time, and. So let me clarify though, for those who haven't seen it, it's a video of a bunny suit.
It came from Click Orlando, I think, put it out there first or something.
They were the ones who actually interviewed him. That's where I saw it. Yeah.
Okay.
So they this guy, the background story is this. I don't know if he's homeless, but I think he might be homeless. But he is a downtown detriment, and he's
the guy that was getting beaten up.
This white, older white guy, 50-some-year-old white guy.
The guy that was the subject of the being.
Yeah, of being beat by the bunny.
Yeah.
He spit on this woman. This maybe 20, 30-year-old African American woman apparently spit on her.
Wow.
And a fight ensued, and she started hitting this white dude. And then they just happened to be bar hopping, and he saw it, and he said he went in to break it up, but the guy was still trying to hit the girls, so he just started pummeling on him.
Wow.
And just and the video is so great.
Yeah,
this bunny
Orlando
suit.
Easter bunny busting somebody's ass.
That's all you need to hit the note. Google it.
Google that right now.
Orlando Easter bunny, and the video is really, it's worth it. You'll definitely get a good laugh.
I agree. So there you go. Living in Orlando is crazy. Sometimes crazy stuff.
It's Florida.
Happen. Yeah, of course it does. Anyway, so Jack Demarco in studio. Let's.
Thank you for having me. By the way,
I think it's. Thank you for coming in, man. I think it's awesome. You've got a great history background, and like I said, we learned a little bit about that with the. Red Fox Lounge reunion at Will's Pub, and we lost all that footage. So I love the fact that you're back. You're here in studio, and we've got half an hour we can chat, and I want to really learn about you.
Right on,
that's what we do on the show. No, well, you've got some serious chops. Plus, you've also got a cool background in history. So we typically like to go back to the beginning. So. With you, when did you first get involved with music?
So,
what was your involvement?
My first instrument was trumpet.
Okay.
In 5th grade for a year.
Okay.
And then I switched to the violin. Played the violin.
Oh, that's super
for
hard.
A couple of years.
Yeah.
Played in orchestra through middle school, and then somewhere in high school, I picked up the guitar.
Okay.
And just been playing ever since.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you play Kitchen Killaz? Some
time of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, when I picked up a guitar in high school, there was
Green Day.
Green Day wasn't even a thing.
Around.
Green Day wasn't even a thing.
Were you playing some Pearl Jam?
Pearl Jam still really wasn't a thing until I graduated high school.
So
91 was when I graduated high school, which was Pearl Jam.
I was 90.
Okay, yeah.
So we're right there.
Yeah, we're right there. So I mean, I was playing like Poison.
Okay, right. Motley Crue.
Poison.
That's cool. And there were some other cool
and
stuff.
Zeppelin. Let's
like
be honest.
The
Led
Cure,
Zeppelin.
There was a big alternative thing out there too. You
I went to
really
the first
play
Lollapalooza.
The Cure on guitar. There's
You
some
can
stuff,
definitely play some Cure. I play a Cure on the guitar.
You do? That'd be awesome to hear.
Show me, show me how you do that trick. That
now,
song.
Now you see that all comes from what you guys do with the Lounge Diggers, which we'll get to that in a little while.
I mean, I can't take any credit for that.
True collaboration, though.
Sure.
No, but that's.
I mean, it started with my buddy, but we definitely, we take it to some next levels sometimes.
Yeah, that's what.
And we just have fun.
That's what I think is awesome.
Our thing is fun. Like our philosophy is we had this conversation once. Like,
good.
If we're having fun, like I know I'm not the best musician. I appreciate the accolades, but like I'm not the greatest musician. Like I look at my friends who are just these amazing musicians, and I consider myself amateurish at best.
Okay, but come on. But you're hanging with the right crowd.
Yeah, I'm hanging with the right crowd, and they make me better because I try harder. Sure, because I want to keep up, right? So, but I love playing music. That's what it comes down to for me. I love playing music, and I have fun when I'm doing it, and that's how we feel. Like if we feel like we're having fun, then the crowd is having fun, and that typically is how it goes.
It's a vibe.
For sure.
Yeah. And that's what we're talking with Jack Demarco about Lounge Diggers right now, and Lounge Diggers is a great experience if you ever get to go. And we'll
and
get
we're
to
from
some...
it's like my friend Johnny Diggs on piano singing, and I play acoustic guitar and vocal backup.
Right.
But so sometimes it's just the two of us, but sometimes there's a friend Kenny G, who is just this amazing musician, plays at Howl at the Moon, has his own little he plays at Eddie V's, does jazz trio, just incredible musician. Teaches music theory or some incredible, teaches some crazy music. He'll come and join us on the accordion.
Wow.
Yeah. That was his first instrument.
That's an amazing.
And since he doesn't get to play it in his job, which is, playing piano at Howl at the Moon, he wants to have fun and play the accordion with us. So like sometimes
crazy. You don't
and then we have
see that
random
anywhere.
Friends.
Yeah.
We make it like live karaoke. We invite the audience to come up like, hey, you want to come sing a song?
Feel good stuff.
And if we know it, they'll come up and sing it. Yeah, a lot of pop music, and we just speed it
up,
slow it down, lounge it out, whatever.
And that's okay. So cool. So that is current day Lounge Diggers,
sure.
And we'll talk about some dates coming up really soon. Talking with Jack Demarco, but okay. So you kind of grew up through music. Now, was it the case where you're like, hey, I'll just occasionally kind of do it, or were you in some bands? Because I know you also had a rich media production.
That's real my background.
Value. Yeah, so that's cool. So I don't want to overshadow that.
So actually growing up, I was an athlete.
Really?
So music was secondary. Sadly, I think I didn't really come from a giant musical family either.
Yeah.
I mean, we certainly listened to music in the house, but
it wasn't like, hey,
it wasn't like a music. It was like I know families
piano.
who are always singing, and music is a giant part. That just wasn't us. My family's amazing, by the way. So that's not like a, that's not like a, you know what I mean? That's not like a dig on them at all. But right. I was like I was an athlete. I was an athlete. I was an athlete.
What'd you play?
I was a gymnast. I was a pretty
really?
highly competitive gymnast, like pre-Olympic level.
Oh wow! I did not know that.
I was pretty good. Wow! If I do say so myself.
Okay. Well, no, that's awesome. So. Yeah, well, you seem to have, I don't know if it's the right word, but that rotund sensibility, like you just blend and work and boom and move and, you know what I mean?
Like a chameleon, I just like adapt to my situation.
All right,
I would through high school and about half of college.
And then I had to hit this girl's leg because she was my competition. What was that girl's name?
Tanya Harding.
And
what was
and then Tanya Harding did, anyway.
Galooly, Jeff Galooly. Jeff Galooly was the dude who hit Nancy Kerrigan.
You still know that? That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, well, I work in the media, so so that's So college, high school, I was an athlete, played music, had fun doing it, played with friends, nothing crazy. And then I got in a car accident like my sophomore year of college, and that sort of just started to downwardly derail my gymnastics career. I just couldn't bounce back from car accident injuries. Just was the end of the beginning of the end, so to speak.
I can't.
Yeah, it was a shame. But life goes on, and then at some point, about a year after college, I paid my way through college delivering beer on beer delivery trucks.
Wow.
It was a fun job.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
We had some pretty crazy stories, like drivers doing cocaine and
Yeah.
smoking
Oh,
weed
really?
and drinking all day. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like
I would
the-
be wasted. I was like 18, 19 years old, just getting hammered in trucks.
Oh, my God.
like
beer
dropping giant
delivery
kegs
guys.
of beer, like dropping them and loading them
Freaking
downstairs.
Caligula.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
Caligula
It
beer
was
delivery.
so inappropriate.
We'll
Oh yeah,
sodomize
I mean,
you.
it was like it was a different time too. It was like the late
Yeah,
90s.
you're
It was
right,
like the
yeah.
late 90s. Like
Shit
it was a
was a
little,
lot-
yeah, it was a
lot
little different. So about a year after that, I graduated, and then I was doing a sales route, like a beer supermarket sales route,
right?
And I just hated it. And my mom knew someone who worked at the Ricky Lake show.
Oh,
Ricky Lake. So I interviewed at the Ricky Lake show for just to be an intern, and I was like waiting tables. And I was an intern at the Ricky Lake show.
Really?
Yeah, and about a couple months into it, they needed a part-time guest greeter to take the guests and
schmooze
and take them out of the car and bring them up and get them to
Sure.
sign waivers, and celebrities and get them to sign waivers and stuff like that.
That makes sense.
And
Little concierge.
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah. And I was out of college.
Yeah.
And I was doing a good job, so they hired me.
Wow.
And so then I worked like half a season. They hired me back next season to be a production assistant. So when you call in, is your mom sleeping with your boyfriend? Call the Ricky Lake show. Like I would answer those calls and call those people back. Hell yeah, man! It was fucking great, dude.
That is great.
I learned some shit, dude.
That is great.
You got to
Right, is your mom sleeping with your boyfriend? Call us here at the JB Rev Show. We want to know. It's 407-906-9328. We're talking with Jack Demarco. That's a great little reference.
I have some crazy TV
Well, you remember,
stories,
it's
man.
funny you said
Holy
Ricky Lake,
shit.
because just earlier today I was talking with a couple people, and I was like, do you remember Morton Downey Jr.?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
He was like the original of all
Yeah,
this
yeah.
kinda
Phil Donahue,
trash
Morton
TV.
Downey, Geraldo.
Yeah.
They were all in the beginning. Yeah, yeah. So I worked at the Ricky Lake show. I worked at MTV for a little while doing a show called Fanatic.
Yeah, you said that a
Yeah,
little
fans
earlier.
got to meet and interview their favorite celebrity.
So-
I got to meet like Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. It
What?
was fucking sweet.
What?
In Chicago, the night that the Bulls had won their third championship.
Oh, wow.
Like it was crazy. We did the interview. I met Jimmy and Robert.
Wow.
Like we went to the concert. The Bulls won their thing. It was insane.
Yeah.
That was when I was telling you I was
was
also like partying a little too much
You
for
were-
my position as a
Yeah.
producer. Like that kind of came back to bite me in the ass because I was a little young and I was like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I'm the rock star.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you wanted to kind of ride the
ride that wave.
limelight a little bit.
I mean, Jimmy Page, like, I could have died. I was like 24 years old, and I was like, I met the man.
Wow, that must have been an incredible
The hammer of the gods.
experience.
Yeah.
And you got to do a little bit, an interview.
Well, so the fan got to do it. I just kind of ran the interview.
You were-
I was
the fan.
I was the producer, so I got online and found the fan, and then set up the surprise, and then flew them
You
to the interview, and I
orchestrated the whole thing.
orchestrated it
Yeah.
all. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Talking with Jack Demarco, and I love this side of the production because a lot of people don't know, that's really sometimes what it takes. Like I sit to try here to, do little bits, and it's like you've got to do several takes, and then you've got to be critical when you listen back and make sure you're getting the right kind of little pieces to join together. But doing it on a level that you're doing it and have done it is remarkable. So
Thanks.
Kudos for that, man.
Thanks, man. You learn from here's the thing about live TV, which is what I've done a lot of, right? Well, Ricky Lake wasn't necessarily live, but it was a New York union, so we were on time. So we were
It was
filming
scheduled.
live to tape. An hour meant an hour. We weren't, just because we're not live, we can stretch this or stretch that. We went from, we started the show, we hit the first commercial break, we were in break for however long till we came back. So if you went over.
You had to do it
so it was
syncopated
necessarily
how
live.
they would see it.
MTV was different. That was more
we can cut little bits here and
yeah,
there.
cut this, cut that
slice
there. But
and
then,
dice.
so after MTV, I moved to Florida for a hot minute down
Okay.
here in Orlando from 98 to 99.
Late 90s, okay.
Late 90s, 98, 99. Boom. Life happened here. I moved back to New York. Worked for the Queen Latifah show.
Really?
Yeah, that was cool. That's got some crazy stories for that. And then the craziest story is we were doing a show on getting heroin addicted hookers clean, right?
Oh, man.
So I'm making all these calls with all these groups, whatever. I'm an associate producer. And I wound up working with this sergeant, whoever, from the Newark Vice Squad.
Okay.
Right? He takes me to meet this girl, Coco and Marie. All right. Marie's like in her 30s. She's got a 14-year-old, 15-year-old boy addicted to heroin, prostituting themselves out.
Wow.
Marie, Coco's like this 25-year-old black girl. Same thing. Like, just doing heroin, prostituting herself out. Like this one other girl, I can't remember her name, but JB, I can't even tell you. It was the grossest thing. So we go out and we meet these girls. And he introduces us, and I'm with like maybe one other person. But before that, the producers, this is crazy shit, dude. This was like 99.
Okay.
The producers had me in the back of like a limo car, like going down to like prostitution spots in New York City, like rolling down the window, talking to like street prostitutes, being like, "Hey, are you addicted to heroin? I work for a TV show." Are you fucking kidding me? Was this really happening? Like I look back and I'm like, did that really happen? Right? So oh my God. So, so whatever. So that shit's going on, and I meet this Newark cop.
Okay.
All right, and we go to Newark, and we meet these, 3 women who are prostituting themselves out and doing heroin. And this one girl, they called it popping heroin. She wouldn't snort it or inject it. She'd pop it under her skin.
What?
Yeah, pop it like under her skin on her forearms.
What?
Yeah, it's like slowly digest into the system or ingest into the system, right?
Like taking it in through.
Yeah. But it would make her itch. So she was scratching herself so bad, her skin had like pus on it. Nasty. I was in the car, like ready to throw up, like hanging my head out the window. So we took her to the hospital and dropped her off.
No.
So we go to a hotel room in New York City, and the producers are like, just watch these girls for a little minute. We'll relieve you in a while. So I'm sitting in a hotel room with these 2 like girls who were like supposedly already gave up all their drugs to the cops, right?
Oh no!
So they come out of the bathroom at some point and they are high as a fucking kite.
Okay.
And look, I've been a raver, so like I know what drugs look like. And these girls come out and I'm like, you bitches are high. They're like, no, we're not. I'm like, don't lie to me. I'm like, if we're gonna have a relationship here, you're not gonna lie to me about this shit. So whatever. So they're fucking high. Wait, it's not over, dude.
Okay.
So the producers send me home. I get an overnight bag for a couple days. I come back. They stick me in the Holiday Inn in middle of Times Square with these girls, and they're like, "We'll relieve you." They wind up not relieving me for 5 days. So I spend like 5 days with these girls on methadone in a hotel room.
Dude, that's insane.
Just like having them locked in a hotel room.
I wish you had a camera so that this wasn't the time of the cell phone.
No, it wasn't the time of the cell phone. No, dude, crazy. So we're locked in this hotel room. We're eating room service.
Yeah.
They're smoking. They're on methadone. They're like passing out. And they're still smoking in hotel rooms at this point. So I'm like staying up. I'm on a cot at the end of a bed with these 2 like prostitutes who at one point like love me, right?
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, Jack, we'll do anything for you. We'll suck your dick." I'm like, first of all, no one is touching me.
Pimp.
And this is going to sound terrible, but
we need the pimp.
When we're at the methadone clinic, I'm talking to the chick about stuff, and she gives me like a bottle of like 1,000 fucking Vicodin. What? The chick at the methadone clinic. Yeah. Just like 1,000 Vicodin.
You might need this.
Yeah. So I take a handful with me. I put the rest at home. I'm like 25. I just moved back to my parents' house. That'll come in later. Right. Move, right? Put it back in my... So anyway, I'm like, eating Vicodin there on methadone. I'm just like living through this, and they're like, "Oh, we'll suck your dick." I'm like, "No, that's not going to happen. You stay away from me. This is professional." No, so we wound up being friends, though. Okay. We used to sit up and like talk and have food.
Yeah,
and like,
but that's all they knew. See,
that's all they knew. So
you helped kind of bring them from being less feral. Right?
Yeah, and on methadone too. And like, we weren't supposed to leave the hotel room, but I would take them out in the city and like take them for pizza and ice cream and just make sure they would hold my hand. So I'd be like walking through Manhattan, like holding these 2 like heroin addicted hookers' hands.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! Like, I mean, one night, this girl Coco pulled the fucking steak knife on me one day because she wanted to leave the room. Pulled the steak knife, had to get pimp on her and like slam the door and start yelling at her and like scare her down. It was fucking crazy,
our
dude.
Our host Jack Demarco, our guest here, our guest and host, Jack Demarco. Those are that's some great stories.
So the final and real quick, crazy story. So the night they were supposed to go back with Queen Latifah.
Okay.
And show them where they lived, like in like abandoned houses and abandoned buildings. And the producers weren't going to let me go after spending a week with them. And these two girls told the producers, if Jack doesn't come with us, we don't go. And they're like, it's Latifah. They go, we don't care. Jack doesn't come, we don't go.
Wow.
Yeah, we got really close. Wow. It was an amazing time.
Wow.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was really crazy. So then
the episode. All right.
The episode happened at the end of the week.
Wow.
Stayed in touch for a little while. They fell off the wagon and I lost track of them.
Oh.
So I go home after all this. I'm like 25, 26 years old. I go home. I'm like staying at my old room growing up.
Okay.
Because I just moved back. I was just needed a place to stay before I found a place. And I come home and I'm looking all around my room and I can't find the Vicodin.
Oh no!
So finally I go up to my mom and go, Mom, where is it? She goes, what are you talking about? I'm like, where is it? I'm like, you know what I'm talking about. She like made me say it. I'm like, it's the Vicodin. She goes, I flushed that down the toilet.
Oh.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? She's like, why would you have that? I was like, I was going to sell it to my friend so I could get an apartment. She's like, oh, you're a drug dealer now? I'm like, no, Mom. It's not like I'm going to be selling it to like kids. I'm going to be selling it to my raver friends.
Okay.
She's like, drugs will not be in this house. If you're in this house, no, my mom is amazing, but that's what she does.
But,
and,
okay, so you had
and
this
so
little
she tossed them all out,
mid-20
thousands
thing.
of dollars.
And you're like, okay, so what'd you do then?
Finished it out there, and then they fired about half the staff after the show got up and running. They like fired a lot of the staff.
Oh, really?
And one of the guys there knew some people at the Fox News Channel. When it was like a fledgling network, like back in late 90s. It only started in 97. So in 99, people still didn't really even know what it was.
Yeah.
Like, so I started working for them as like a booking producer.
Oh.
Like booking guests.
Yeah. Just coordinating, getting everything.
Yeah, like booking like live breaking news guests and political figures from the right and the left to do debates on whatever was going on, and experts on this and experts on that, and just find them and pre-interview them and stuff. And worked for the Fox News Channel for about 5 or 6 years.
That's definitely awesome.
Yeah, I worked in the primetime, worked for Hannity and Combs.
Experience.
Crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I worked for Hannity and Combs for about 2.5 years. I was part of the team that helped them be number one, beat Larry King.
Really?
Yeah. I'm proud of those things. I mean, they've definitely morphed into
and that's what
something crazy, but like...
Well, what you're doing is an art form, and, I mean, it's very personal as well.
And I met like presidents and like Henry Kissinger, like historical figures of like that, that I grew up reading about.
Really?
Oh yeah, Henry Kissinger used to come on Hannity's show all the time. Damn. Yeah, there was like there was a moment I was in like some random
coordination.
Yeah. I was in some like random like press party, and like Henry Kissinger like remembered my name, and I was like 28 years old and floored. You know what I mean?
Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah. Amazing. So, like, I mean, they've definitely morphed into a crazy...
There are figures in politics, though, that you do have this gushing emotion for.
Sure.
And some of the current ones...
Right, left, center, whatever.
Yeah, I don't feel the gush. You know? So certain people do, I guess, but I don't know what that's really based on. But anyway, in studio with Jack Demarco, we're talking, okay, so you're like mid-late 20s. Moving, going. All right, so fill everything up to present day.
So this is where life gets a little cray, but I wound up meeting a girl, meeting a woman. I wound up working for MSNBC for a little while, and then I moved down here. She had gone through some custody stuff, and the end result needed to, be back here.
Right.
So at one point I was living up there. She was down here. It was like either shit or get off the pot.
Long distance, relationships.
So I moved down here in like 2007 or something like that.
Yeah.
Got married, lived in like God, what the hell was the place? Citrus Springs, which was like near Crystal River, like Ocala, fucking middle of nowhere. Just going from the city to there, it was like not good for my brain. Spent 2 years.
Forget it.
And I was like working in Orlando, driving like an hour and a half daily.
Right.
It was torture. Anyway, and we got divorced, and I went up staying down here and been in Orlando since 2009, like working in local media. Doing some other things, playing music, just like making Orlando my home. At some point it became family, and
so you kind of it kind of just morphed into where you're at
life.
Almost right now, because Lounge Diggaz, with the whole Red Fox Lounge too, which is what we spoke with you about a little bit there, which would be awesome to even talk about that a little bit, because Red Fox Lounge, that place was like an institution.
So I knew the Red Fox Lounge in the 90s when I was down here in 98.
Yeah.
And even when I came back, and I think I was here for a little while and when I came back originally. So Lounge Diggaz is a local band that had its creation in Carlos DeSoto, I think, and Johnny Diggs started it as Los Diggaz.
Right.
And then it formed into Lounge Diggaz, which was like Johnny and some other musicians like Ken, who I mentioned earlier, and this guy Oren, who plays piano at Half the Moon, and just other people.
Yeah, I forget. I think Johnny told us that story. I forget what episode that was. Like the very last episode.
He could tell it much better than me.
I think.
Yeah,
late December.
Yeah. Right. I remember when he came on. Yeah, and he could tell the specifics much better than me, but it was something like that. And then I guess in 2014, somewhere around there, him and I met through mutual friends. And then at some point around, I think it was my 41st birthday in October, we started playing music together.
Okay.
We played I had a birthday party at a friend's house, and we wound up playing music together for my party.
Yeah.
And then I wound up playing in Lounge Digaz.
He just said, "Come."
He was like, "Yeah, come jam with us."
Come jam with us.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And then a couple times it just became like him and I, because no one else could make it, and
kind of like the duo, we were talking with Billy a little bit, and it's the energies of just moving forward bring you together with the right people, which is what's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what we're all about here at the JB Rev Show going forward.
And I met you through him. You know what I mean? Like that's just how. I just try and roll with the universe. You know what I mean?
I hear you. You got to do that though.
You can't fight it.
You can't control everything.
Not everything.
So it's like. You
could try and steer the ship a little bit, but
yeah, sure.
You can't control the waves, and so you just got to ride them out.
You do have to ride them out,
and then hopefully meet people along the way go in the same direction as you.
Well, there you go, and I think that's a beautiful way to kind of put a little cap on that session because. Dude,
thanks for indulging me.
Well, thank you, man. You took us a lot of places on that little session, and I really loved it, man. And I love to have you in studio. So I'll tell you what, the Reverend is going to be out of the country, for probably a couple of weeks. So he's going to be out on the 7th and the 14th
of May. Okay.
So those 2 dates, I was going to have another buddy of mine in here. He's committed to coming in, but you are welcome to come back literally anytime, man. You add a lot.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Even with the Reverend here, I would say, because it would be a good mix, because your background and experience, man, I can't believe all the stuff that you've done from a production level. It's remarkable.
Thanks.
It really is. I mean, your body of work there is just phenomenal. So I appreciate you sharing all that with us on the show. And you really are almost a local legend, but you're not even local. He's not even local. All right. Well, you're almost local.
I'm trying there. I'm working my way there. I'm working my way there.
Another 5 years or so. But yeah, talking about that, is there anything that musically you would love to try or do that you haven't done yet? A different instrument you think you would play?
Actually just started really playing the mandolin.
Really?
Yeah. So
there's one right there.
Yeah, there's one right there. I've been looking at it.
Wow.
We had a show at Maxine's on Shine on New Year's Eve. It was our second year back there, and the night before, Johnny and I hadn't played in a while, so we just got together just to dust off the cobwebs, so to speak. And
woodshed.
Yeah. And of course there was drinking and other things, drinking and 420 involved. And so, he had a mandolin sitting there, and I was like, I'm just gonna fuck around and learn 2 or 3 chords and play some, songs. Okay. And I learned, maybe 4 songs before our New Year's Eve gig, and and then I would pick it up occasionally here and there. And I mentioned that I played the violin earlier, right?
Yeah.
It's the same strings as a violin. So fairly recently, I was sitting at home one night, watching a movie, playing guitar, smoking weed, drinking a beer, whatever, whiskey, maybe all 3. And learning, not just chords, but some scales on the mandolin, and had some really great musical epiphany, oh my God, it's the same strings as the violin, which I played for a long time.
Right.
And it just, a lot of things came together with it, and I haven't put it down, and I hardly pick up my guitar anymore. I'm just just trying to learn the mandolin as best as I can. Yeah.
So what's the big difference, though? I mean, is it the structure of how those strings are in there?
Yep.
You've got to reassimilate?
So it's definitely different chords. I mean, it's like any sort of stringed instrument that there are definitely patterns that emerge on it, but it's tuned differently than a guitar.
And there's 2.
There's 2 of each string.
Right,
and it's a lot shorter. And it's actually this. If you look at it from the highest string to the lowest string, so from the bottom up,
Right.
It's actually a guitar upside down. EADG.
And you know what's cool? I just realized, dude, I have a violin.
And you have a violin, I know.
I have a
I've been looking
violin
at
on
that.
the wall and a mandolin.
Yeah.
And so
but the
that's
violin
kinda cool.
has no strings.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, no,
I get that thing
it's totally.
stringed.
I think it was like a $25 Chinese violin. Yeah, we got it.
I was just playing the mandolin. I occasionally try and sit down and learn piano, but I don't have the patience.
Right.
Just, if I'm gonna sit down and just like mess around and play music, I'd just like to have
You
like
want to keep it like right here. Yeah. Instead of like.
I like to put on a movie that I've seen like a gazillion times and have it on in the background and just like it's on.
It's
and
like
then,
a memory flash kind of a thing,
and
right?
I'll pick up sometimes I have the mandolin on one side and the guitar sitting next to me, and I'll just be like switching back and forth and playing music for like 30 minutes, and then I'll be like, okay, and I'll put them down, grab another beer, take another hit, watch 10-15 minutes of the movie, feel musically inspired, pick it up.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're just creating a safe environment for you to create.
I doing that
awesome.
this afternoon before I came here. I actually just wrote just the basic of a chord progression song that I was like, oh, I really like the way this sounds, and kind of worked on it.
Yeah.
And recorded it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and it's just taking those little tiny chunks. That's kind of what I was saying. Here we try to produce, like I try to produce as much as I can, every single week, and it's all carte blanche, it's all for the people, as it were. So, that same exact spirit is what you've got and what you do. So I appreciate you, man.
Thanks.
Thank you. And thanks for coming in here, dude. I really do.
Having a blast.
Because man, you morphed from co-host to interview subject, which is awesome, and we want to encourage people, go check out Lounge Diggaz. Where are you guys playing next? Let's wrap up with that, and thank you.
So thanks. Yeah, so look us up on Facebook, Lounge Diggaz, DIGGAZ. And we'll put our gigs up on there. But for now, the Sunday night of Fringe is our next actually planned gig. I'd have to find out exactly.
May something?
Yeah, May something.
Okay.
Orlando Fringe Festival. I'm a bad guitar player for not knowing the exact date.
Well, there's Sundays. There's 5, 12, 19, 26.
I think the 19th.
Okay.
Yeah, the 19th.
Okay, so there we go. We got the trigger. See, we're going forward.
Yeah, that was a good call.
May 19th. Okay, that's actually, you know what that date is?
Sunday, May 19th.
That's my anniversary.
Nice.
With my wife.
Really? How many years?
18 years.
Wow.
2001.
Impressive.
Yeah, we're getting there. I'm sick. Somebody can stand me for almost 2 decades. Anyway, this is the JB Rev Show. We're going to bust away, do a little. What should I do? Hold on. Do you want to get
my mom's texting
crazy?
me. My mom texted me, thanks for the shout out.
Oh, damn.
I told her to listen.
Okay, that's hilarious. Well, we'll keep it a little kinship with some of our contemporary radio friends from the days of yesteryear. This is Bert Wilson with Drug Fairy. It is the JB Rev Show. We will be back.
I'm going to do a little song. Well, some things, there's been a lot of changes, and the whoop ass is gone clean. No more drinking and drugging, I'm on the sober team. I've never been greedy and I helped my fellow man. So when Daniel and Bean came to me and said,
Can we have your drugs?
I replied, why yes, you can.
Yeah! We can have his drugs!
Yay! Oh, yes, you can, boys. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bubba, can we have your weed?
Why, be my guest. I love you, Bean. I am the Drug Fairy.
The Drug Fairy, yeah! How about all those Darvocets?
4 before breakfast and then you're set. I am the Drug Fairy.
All right! Oh, Drug Fairy, we love our Drug Fairy.
Drug Fairy, I am the Drug Fairy.
You need a drug and you need it fast.
You can call on me, I'm Bubba Whoop-Ass.
Yeah, he's back! Yeah, Bubba Whoop-Ass!
Hell yes. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, go.
Can we have all your Zanny bars?
Take 2 in a beer and you're seeing stars. I am the Doug Fairy.
Yeah, Doug Fairy. Bubba, can we have all your X?
No problem, boys, and then let's have sex. I am the Doug Fairy.
Oh, drug fairy, we love our drug fairy.
Drug fairy, I am the drug fairy.
Need a drug and you need it fast.
Well, just call me, I'm Bubba Whoopee.
Break it down, Bubba. Take a solo, drug fairy.
Okay, here it goes.
Yeah! Look at drug fairy's fingers. They're smoking. Just think those same fingers take drugs. Or used to. Yeah.
You remember, boys. Used to.
One more time around. Yeah. Oh, drug fairy, we love our drug fairy.
Drug fairy, I am the drug fairy.
When you need a drug and you need it fast,
you can call on me, I'm Bubba Whoopee.
Yeah.
Call me anytime. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Bubba, we need some blow, of course.
Well, hop on, boys, to the big white horse. I am the drug fairy.
Yeah! What if we asked you to take a hit?
Well, I'll whoop your damn ass, because I told you I quit. And if you ask me again, I'll do it.
Yeah!
Because I am the drug fairy.
Yo. WJBW.
You don't want this. The electronics are so predominant.
Okay. All right, there we go. Crazy radio style. It is the JB Rev. Every week we try to spray some love all over your face. And this week we've got Jack Demarco in studio with us. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, well, let's before we do some news, let's give a little bit of time to something that you're passionately involved with, which is the Burning Man.
Oh, Burning Man
event.
is such a great. It's been such a great experience.
Yeah.
Met amazing people.
Well, the philosophy or what they practice during the actual event,
so there's like 10 principles. I'm bad for not remembering them all off the top of my head right now, but there's been a lot going on. But it's like decommodification, radical inclusion, radical self-reliance. So it's the biggest leave no trace event in the world. So you're bringing everything. So you're bringing everything you bring in, you bring out.
You're not harming the
environment
in which that you're doing this.
Yeah,
right?
Burning Man is and they don't call it a festival, it's an event.
Okay.
And I mean really 70,000 people go in and build a city. Wow. For those who don't know, it's held about 2 hours outside of Reno in the Black Rock Desert, which is this prehistoric lake bed in between mountains. In the flat 4,000 feet above sea level high desert in Nevada, and 70,000 people go in and build a city from scratch.
Wow!
And then you take everything out, so you leave no trace at all.
You leave it just
like you left it. Yes.
Yeah. You leave it just like you found it.
Yeah. So you're responsible for bringing in all your own food, and there's everything. There's families.
Right.
It's like from all walks of life.
Community.
It's an amazing community of people coming together, and so
now the epic event is, of course, the actual burning of the man.
Yeah. So they build a man. So the city is built within. They call it a trash fence. I don't know if you've ever seen those orange mesh fence they use in construction.
Right.
So basically, they build a 9-mile perimeter shape of a pentagon.
Okay.
Which is the trash fence, right? And then within that, they build imagine 3/4 of a clock. That's where people live. Okay. And that's the clock is where people live, the suburbs. Yes, and it's actually like a clock. So the two ends are 10 and 2, like you would on a steering wheel. And then each spoke is, a clock time. And then they have avenues that are the circles, the circumferences are A, B, C.
The streets are set up
right. And then the area in the front where in between where people live in the Pentagon, they call that the playa. And that's where all these giant art pieces. So people come out and put these giant art pieces out there.
Yeah.
And and the
it's this big open space,
huge
where
open
you
space,
can
and
do
everyone's
that.
biking
Yeah.
around,
Oh,
and
it's remarkable.
there are these mutant
And every
art
year
cars
it's
that
different.
shoot fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's such a incredible. I have never been, but I've heard tons about it. Of course, our great friend Gary.
Our great friend
Gary.
Gary goes
Talking
there.
to
Gary's
him
great.
a little bit. Gary Schwartz. We love that guy. But
I love Gary.
So we're talking with Jack Demarco, and again, this is something that's close to the heart. Now, you have a blog, okay, and we talked a little bit about Burning Man, but let's quickly get to that blog and kind of talk about the purpose of what it seems like people are trying to cock block.
So,
Burning Man.
the government
is this a cock block to Burning Man?
I think the
Is
government is trying to cock block
the government.
So it's held on federal land.
We're posting up,
which is the Bureau of Land Management, the BLM. And when I say I mean the org, the Burning Man org. They are trying to renew a permit for 10 years. So the BLM put an environmental impact study out.
What does that
mean? They basically study the environmental impact of Burning Man and how it's going to affect the area for the next 10 years, and if there's an increase.
This event that swears that it doesn't change the environment in which that it occupies.
So one of the
now subject to.
So
are you doing what you say?
Well, sort of. They're trying to make these demands that go against everything what Burning Man is as well. And they're trying to, when I said leave leave no trace. So you're responsible for bringing in all your own food and bringing out all your own garbage and disposing of it properly, whether that's in a dump in Reno or bring it all the way home to wherever you're driving to and dispose of it properly. That is your responsibility, and that's part of what the community is. In this report, they want the organization to bring dumpsters in to provide garbage for people, and that goes against everything that it stands for. And
it's the personal accountability.
Yes, it's
of
the personal
not dropping
accountability
shit on the ground.
Yeah, and picking up after yourself.
Right.
So I run I'm one of three people who are helping to run a theme camp that started as a bunch of friends and who wanted to just camp out on our own. And we applied to be a theme camp, which basically you provide things to the playa. So we wound up building a living room in the middle of the desert with couches and chairs and donated musical instruments and board games. And we served drinks from 11 to 4. And people would come in and have drinks but we paid for all of that out of our own money. That was what we provided. That was our gift.
That's awesome. It's like a little oasis.
Yeah. Other camps give massages and other camps do this. I mean, anything you could think of, name it and it's there. I mean, to not to get into the minutia of it, but some of the recommendations, the trash fence is designed. It's for a reason. It's to keep people from coming in.
Yeah.
People and the government was worried that someone could drive across the desert, the miles across the desert, not get stopped and drive through the trash fence and invade the event. There's so many federal and local law enforcement out there. There's no way a car is going to drive across the playa and make it through the trash fence before somebody sees them and stops them. It's just not going to happen. So their first recommendation was to plant trees.
Okay.
In the fucking desert, your recommendation is to plant trees as a barrier? Come on. So now they're recommending the Jersey barriers, which are those big concrete barriers.
Oh.
So, so it's just they're trying to, and I think I have no real basis for this, but I just see the environment.
This
and
is your gut instinct.
Yes, it's
Okay.
I think this is the environment of the Trump administration. Just not giving a shit except for one of the things they call it plug and play camps.
Okay.
Which is if you have enough money, you can just pay somebody to go and they'll provide everything: a place to live, your food, a bathroom, which goes against the tenets of what Burning Man is, the principles.
Right. It's the personal accountability.
Yeah, it's a personal accountability
it's kind of getting
and the
in
self-reliance.
touch with yourself,
yeah.
and other people are doing the same thing.
Yeah, and can you really bring in your own food and bring in your own right?
Yeah.
So this year, it got a little out of control. These plug and play camps got really out of control. So this year, part of the thing is that the organization itself was trying to try and stay away from that. They kicked a couple camps out and didn't let them come back for some bad violations and things like that. And it seems that this environmental impact study is the exact opposite of what the burn is trying to do.
Right.
Like they're making the suggestions that essentially they're like bigger camps would be less environmental impact, because their thinking is that, if one person brings in a big structure and sets it up for everyone to live in, that's going to be less environmental impact than people bringing in all their own stuff.
They want to.
It's bullshit.
They want to.
They're trying to commodify it. They're trying to make it like Coachella and other events
gentrify.
Yeah,
Almost,
that's
right?
fucking bullshit. Yeah. That's not what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about bringing in your own stuff.
Yeah. So what's
I'm not a blog. I'm just passionate about it.
I saw you shared a blog.
It's called the Jackrabbit Speaks.
Okay.
It's the Burning Man email chain, and I shared the last one on my Facebook page. Jack Demarco, you could find me through here.
Google that right now.
I just shared that because up until the 29th of April, you can actually write in and intelligently talk about why this environmental impact is so wrong. Like one of the like they're scared. This is coming from an administration that wants to bulldoze a butterfly sanctuary on the Texas border for the wall. It made a recommendation because there was some bird out there that they're worried about. This migration pattern of a bird. Okay. Let me tell you, in the 3 years that I've been going to Burning Man, and of all the mornings that I've been out there, you know how many birds I've seen in the fucking desert? I could count on my hand.
Oh, really?
Maybe in the morning during right before sunrise, you see like a random bird or two.
Out there. They need the thrush.
Yeah,
they need
there's nothing lives out there. There's no bugs. They're not out there hunting bugs.
All the other fauna as well. They need it all.
So they're in the mountains and the other part of the desert. They're not out there. If you're a burner, have any interest in it, if you could look it up.
There you go.
It's really easy to find and I try and keep a small footprint here, very much in my personal life here.
Yeah.
In the default world, as we call it at Burning Man, the default world. So I try and keep a small footprint. So to me, like the whole recommendation of like making to provide dumpsters, that's what I wrote in about, because they said write about what you're passionate about. So that's what I wrote about, because to me that's like I keep a small footprint in a normal life. So like even there, like I know I try and keep it even smaller footprint to minimize my effect.
But it shows you to a degree, and to kind of wrap this whole thing up, it shows you that whole Burning Man experience, it really is something that requires you to do something that's outside of what society tells you to do. Right.
Sure does.
So that's the principle of it. So all of this subterfuge against the very core of what this organization is about is persecution of religion. And if you want to call it religion, you can.
Sure.
But because at this point, you become
it is a bit of a
tax
religion.
exempt. Look at all the things you gain when you become a religion, right? So at any rate, I think
they make a lot of money, but they give a lot of money to artists too to do these amazing projects in the middle of the desert. Some of these projects are incredible.
Right. Yeah. Well, people should have this as a right. So again, thank you for speaking out on that. We got a little bit more saucy in the political and the religious realms that we normally do. So
sorry about that.
Let's do this. No, don't worry about it. Let's do this. We'll come back and do some breaking news badly. Can you hang out for news?
Sure.
10 minutes?
Yeah.
JB Rev Show.
Is it JP? Sometimes I don't listen to some of our podcasts. Yes, I do, man. Sometimes I don't listen to some of our podcasts.
After all this time, it's really been JP, not JB.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
you don't listen. Do you listen to the shows when you're not on them? I'm curious.
Of course I do.
I'm just curious.
Yes, I do, man. As a matter of fact, I feel bad because, I will give you this. I did not listen to that Monday show. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You feel bad?
Well, because sometimes I don't listen to some of our podcasts over. Of course I do.
I'm just curious.
Sometimes I don't listen to some of our podcasts. Yes, I do, man. Sometimes I don't listen to some of our podcasts.
Monday night, 7 o'clock, the JB Rev Show.
Yes, I do.
And now, breaking news badly.
Yeah. Breaking news badly. Welcome back. There we go. That's how we do it over here. Thank you for joining us. Got a little bit of news. I don't know. News articles just read randomly here. We can dive into them or not. First one I got is from Live for fortunatleymusic.com. Live for F-O-R, live. liveforlivemusic.com. It says Johnny Cash to replace Confederate statues in U.S. Capitol buildings.
Really?
You being a musician, what do you think of just that headline alone?
I mean,
to a degree, it sounds great.
To a degree, it sounds wonderful, but
I think you should put Native Americans.
Yeah, this whole statue thing of taking down statues, sometimes, not to sound unpolitically correct because I'm pretty liberal, but sometimes I think we go a little too far.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm all for equal rights. I really am. I'm a big believer, and I am a social justice warrior.
Yeah.
But moving them and there's a history, and you
them.
You need to use that as an example to learn from history.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Teach
you're
people.
saying leave it up. Don't
take it down.
Don't take it down.
Use it as a teaching tool to learn.
It can't impart any more separation, right? I mean, because you're saying like, hey, this was our history. We don't want to deny it because if we do, we're going to make the same mistake again.
Yeah, you're just whitewashing it, as the expression is, right? You're like, then people don't know it's there. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Anyway,
it's a tough one.
Okay, so there you go. Confederate Johnny Cash.
But, it's Johnny Cash, so fuck yeah.
Yeah, so, all right, Wesh.com has an article, not a good look. Misspelled crosswalk raises eyebrows.
Oh, my God, I saw that the other day.
What is this?
Cologuard, colon cancer screening for people
Florida.
50 and older.
Stop, get me out of there. All
right.
Shit's
on a crosswalk, he spelled school wrong.
Yeah, they spelled the word school.
I forget exactly.
Incorrectly. It was like just horribly.
How did they spell it?
Noticeable.
Is it on the link there?
It
was like
SCOL.
Yeah, like SCOH, like SCOHOL or something like that.
Yeah,
like
just
skull.
Really, yeah, skull.
Like, what are you doing to backy?
Right.
Some skull.
Right, exactly. So, all right, there you go. So that's the story. Next one I got up here is from Now This Future on Facebook. It is this automated sperm extractor machine.
Oh.
Are you too embarrassed to masturbate in hospitals? These are little machines that are basically like a thrusting vagina hand mouth, I guess.
You gotta leave it to the Chinese, man.
Hand mouth. So it's just thrust and sucks the semen right out of the penis. What do you think of that? Chinese
go
companies,
for it.
Yeah, says the hands-free device replicates a human vagina in terms of temperature, wetness, and amount of light.
I know. So listen, if I don't have to clean up after whacking off,
right?
Okay. Like I'm good. I'm
what
in.
What happens? It mimics sexual intercourse. Videos of the machine have gone with one clip racking up more than 4 million views. It is just like a little ATM to put your dick in. It's weird.
It's so weird.
Right?
It's so weird. It's like this round machine with like.
Yeah.
So do you remember the movie Starship Troopers?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember the brain bug?
Yeah.
I just watched it the other night. Like, it's this weird vagina mouth, the brain bug. You got to go back and watch the scene on YouTube.
Apparently.
With like this like weird thing that comes out of it. It's like it's the same sort of look.
Yeah. Well, and plus too, it's the constant back and forth that's like never gonna stop. That robot sex. But anyway, all right. So there you go. That's another story. What is the next one up here? All right. So, conservative Bible project aims to rewrite scripture to counter perceived liberal bias. You believe that? So this is NewYorkDailyNews.com. This is an article from probably about 10 years ago.
Okay.
And this article goes on to say, that they're going to rewrite kind of parts of it that seem like it's too liberal.
You can't rewrite the Bible.
No,
you can't rewrite the Bible.
New York Daily News. Like I said, this is 10 years old.
Did you grow up? If I may ask, what was your religion growing up?
So they didn't have. Well, okay. So yeah, I was raised a Jehovah's Witness.
Really?
Believe it or not, yeah. And so at
Latter-day Saints,
very young age. Oh, really? Yeah.
Right? Jesus Christ, Latter-day Saints. That's the Jehovah's. Yeah.
No.
No. Okay, that's different.
That's not the Jehovah's.
Okay,
yeah, that's not Latter-day
Sorry.
Saints. No, that's the knocking on your door on the weekend.
Okay,
that's the going door to door.
Did you do your witnessing?
Oh my God. Yeah, of course. I did a lot of it. I got the door slammed in my face more times than you probably ever have in your life.
Probably.
Like before I was 15. Anyway. Resiliency. But see, it taught me something. So anyway, so I moved away to my dad's here in Florida. And, that's so I'm here right now. And I kind of moved away from all that.
Same. I went to Catholic high school and then.
But I had a very serious religious upbringing. For me, and it does kind of affect you. I mean, I don't know. I like to think I look at the world a little bit differently.
Me too.
Than a lot of people out there. So here's something cool. Nick Cave creates a list of his top 10 love songs.
Any of them good?
Openculture.com. He's got the Bee Gees to Love Somebody.
It's a good song.
Yeah. He's got Nina Simone, My Father. He's got Bob Dylan, I Threw It All Away. He's got Van Morrison, Comfort You. Merrily Rush and Turnabout's Angel of the Morning. The Moody Blues, Nights of White Satin. That's a great song.
Now, is that a love song?
I don't know. That's why I'm showing you this list.
But sure.
I mean, it can be, I guess.
I mean, it's a great song. Sure, I love it.
What's happening, though? Yeah, what are the sex moves that are occurring? We could just fill it in. It's radio of the mind. What the hell are you doing?
I'm listening to the words here. Like, I mean, he loves her because I love you, right? With these eyes before.
Okay. Well, there you go. It's kind of hypnotic, I guess. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. So there you go. What else do I got over here? Hold on. Free Pitbull concert presented by Dan Newlin. I'm reading
happening here in Orlando.
I'm reading this because it's honoring Officer Kevin Valencia.
Yeah,
so I guess
was just tragic.
Yeah, so I guess apparently there's a big backstory to that, but I think getting behind everything people do to go forward, that's pretty cool. I like to make fun of Dan Newlin, ask people if you're going to go live with Dan Newlin now.
Remember when he got busted for Dewey?
No, I don't. Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah. So he was like driving home following his girlfriend.
Okay.
And she got pulled over.
Wow.
And he got out of the car to be all, I'm Dan Newlin. And the cop was like, are you drinking?
Okay.
Are you drinking?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm making hyperbole and just like, giving you my version of it, of how it went down.
No, I understand.
But, like his girlfriend got pulled over. He got out and was like, I'm Dan Newlin. Is there a problem here? And the cop was like, yeah, there is, Dan. You smell like alcohol.
Oh, my God.
And yeah, he got busted for
And of
DUI.
course
It was
he did.
like maybe a couple of years ago. I don't know. All news stories blend together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I work for local news now. They all seem to blend together.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
well,
the
it's
same.
crazy. Once in a while you get one thing, but I'm sure you hear a lot of stuff over and over again.
Yeah, it is. It's
Have
a
you
lot
ever
of the
heard of this
same-
story? It's OrlandoSentinel.com. Florida man threatens to release army of turtles upon arrest.
I remember
Have you
seeing.
heard of this?
I
Yeah.
did.
It's
I
only
did.
like 10 days old.
So. Yeah.
But it feels like it's from the past.
No, it was only like 10 days old. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
The releasing
fairly recent.
turtles, what does that mean?
I didn't even read it. It just sometimes I'm like, okay.
All right, so we got Thomas Devaney Lane, 61, in Brevard County Jail, faces multiple charges of breaching the peace, misusing 911, and resisting an officer without arrest, according to Brevard County Jails. Indiana Police received 7 calls about a man disturbing the peace Sunday at a Starbucks coffee, Surfinista Cafe, and Sassy Granny's Smoothies along Miramar Avenue. So it goes to describe that the guy, I guess, was out there just being a jerk.
Just threatening to release an army of turtles.
Yeah, and so they arrested him. There you go.
There's a lot of
You're in
crazy
the
shit
news,
that
yeah.
goes on in Florida.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there truly is. There are a lot of crazy people out there.
NBCnews.com. Why scientists say exploring awe can help you live your best life.
Awe? Like AWE?
Yeah, it's from earlier in the year.
Aw.
AWE. Well, I mean, just like the picture they have up is laying in the hammock and kind of looking at the stars. So being bewildered by the beauty of nature, to just taking things to a degree where you're grateful. Like, I'll tell you what, I am super grateful that you're here tonight because the Rev couldn't be, and so it was a perfect fit. So I thank you.
Thank you.
Man, that was, I
had a blast.
And that was great. So real quick in closing, have you ever heard of Cameo.com?
I don't think so.
Oh my God, I'm going to turn you on to this.
Yeah.
Cameo.com. All right. You can go to celebrities' pages and give them money, and they'll do like personalized messages or tweets or whatever it is for you. Cameo.com. Here's Snoop Dogg's page here. So it says, book a cameo video from Snoop Dogg for someone else, for myself. The instructions to Snoop Dogg are, and the delivery of all this. So Cameo.com, you should go there. I can't believe you've never heard of this.
I can't believe I've never heard of this either.
Okay, let me throw it up to the monitor there. Let me see if I can show you the site here. Yeah, cast it up there. Okay, and anyway, so it's totally filled with all different kind of celebrities, right? So
that's crazy.
Yeah, so it's mostly like D-list kind of celebrities.
I mean, Snoop ain't D-list.
No, but he's not. But I mean, look, you got Ice-T there. You got Jennifer Love Hewitt, Antonio Brown. I don't know.
Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Grant Cardone. Anyway, so they're showing all of these.
So, like, I could have them, like, if I wanted to, like, Jennifer Love Hewitt to be like, hi, you've reached Jack Demarco's phone.
Yeah, he's
Please
busy
leave a
right
message.
now sucking my dick. Okay, wait, that's not right.
That's not right.
Why did I say that? What?
I mean, maybe she's got a big dick. I don't know.
Yes, I do, man.
You
You can.
Google that right now. Those tiny little hands that make my cock look so big.
What was her tiny little hands?
Shit like that.
Okay.
Well, there was a movie. There was a movie once where like some guy was like, "Yeah, my grandfather gave me the best advice ever: marry a girl with small hands."
Okay.
I forget what movie that was, but
yeah, I don't remember either.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Well, it has been truly a great session. So let's get this kitty cat music going. Go to Cameo.com if you want to talk to Ice-T. Have him do a secret party for you.
Do it.
Jack Demarco in studio. Kitchen Killaz.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. It's Polka's Hottest, POCASHOTTEST.com. You can go there and get some great hot sauce. ShannonHoltArt.com. Dank Orlando City Smoke Shop. Kush Ultra Lounge. BadassSandwiches.com. Etoile Boutique, Whiskey Lou's, Nora's Sugar Shack, Little Indies, Modern Music Movement, Art Army, and who am I forgetting? Forgetting somebody. Anyway, we love and respect each other. We appreciate you guys. Bump into a little bit of failure and close out the night here. Jack, any closing thoughts or anything?
No, I had a blast. Insert profound statement here.
Yes, I do, man.
I'm tired of this little girly man.
All right, enjoy some failure. We'll see you next week.
Monday night, 7 o'clock, the JB Rev Show.
Yes, I do.
Bye, Felicia.
When you were talking about that Mrs. Limwinchquatch. What was her name?
Delightful.
Talking to the microphone.
Linda Batch or something like that.
Mrs. Lynchwatch.
Mrs.
Not
Lynchwatch.
Lynchwatch.
What was her name, Mark?
Mark?
Are you there?
I'm sorry.
Mrs. Lynchwatch? What was her name?
Talking to the microphone there, Joe.
Who?
Mrs. Lynchwatch.
My girlfriend?
Piano teacher.
No, the piano teacher.
The German lady.
Oh.
Yes, both of you remember me.
Mrs. Lipowitz.
Lipowitz.
There she is.
Okay, see
Mrs.
now.
Lipowitz.
Okay, here we go. So this is a legitimate question here, Mark.
I'm just wanting to know, like,
Wow.
do you play to Mrs. Lippenwatch?
What?
Do you like secretly like? You always remember her and what you play, and do you wish to get a hold of her today?
Okay.
Do you
I
pen
thought that
pal?
would be a serious-
Wow.
We need to get her on the phone for you.
Mark, I apologize for all this.
I apologize.
Let's get a connection
Okay.
between you and Mrs. Lippenwatch.
She was pretty old when I took lessons from her, so I imagine there's probably
Probably passed.
I hate to even think about it, but
Maybe she's
there's a
still
good
alive.
possibility she may no longer be with us.
I'm sorry to make you think about
should
this.
we go visit her grave and you could play for her?
Oh,
Let's
You know,
she's your icon for this, like the what were we calling it earlier?
Yeah,
Honorable mention. Honorable
Yeah.
mention. She's your honorable mention.
But
for
the thing
me,
was,
right?
you never let him finish the story about her.
As you
And now
let him
she's coming
finish.
back to it.
You know, I mean, he was in the middle of
Trust me.
something.
Trust me, I'm going to let
And
him finish.
So you cut him off, and
I
then
love
you
it.
you
I love
did
it
some,
when they finish.
And then she
Trust.
penciled this. You should see her. She's
Hey.
reading from a notebook.
I'm letting him hold off
For the story.
before he finishes.
Okay.
Trust me, he doesn't want to finish so quick. He likes to hold on a little bit.
Oh,
Okay.
Is that an offhanded compliment somehow?
I don't know. Ask Mark.
The dynamic in the room.
Mark,
Do you want to
Mark,
finish
instantly
real quick?
shriveled.
Did Delicious just give you some offhanded
Do
comment?
you want to
compliment?
finish
I mean,
real quick, or do you want to ride this out a little bit?
oh my!
Don't write it out. Finish it quick.
that is a lucid,
Finish it
that's
quick.
a lucid question.
That
Joe,
is-
and
that-
I'm proud of you for asking that.
These
the
boys,
answer.
these boys like to cut me off.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. It
Yeah.
seems like there's
Yeah.
a lot of talking going on, and I just want to participate in any way I can. You guys,
Glorious.
That is the
We
most
love you.
awesome answer.
Monday night, 7 o'clock, the JB Rev Show.
Yes, I do.
WJBW, Orlando, Florida. The first quasi-radio web show.
Wow. Yeah.